Who are the Khoi to the Father? Part 1. The silent witnesses of the land. Before the empires came, before the maps were drawn, before any crown or council declared authority over the soil, they were here. They walked barefoot over land that knew their names. They were not called tribes or nations. They were witnesses. To the world, they were the Khoi and the San, but to the Father, they were appointed. When the Most High divided their inheritance to the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the children of Israel. Deuteronomy 32:8. Long before Israel's tribes were scattered, before ships ever sailed to Africa's southern horn, there were already stewards of the land. They raised cattle, shaped fire, tracked stars. They were not wanderers, they were guardians, heaven's boundary markers, planted before time, so that the rest of mankind may seek the Heavenly Father, even all the Gentiles who are called by my name. Acts 15:17. Among them was a girl named Khoi, taken as a child into the house of Jan van Riebeeck, commander of the Dutch colonial fortress at the Cape. They called her Eva, taught her their language, gave her their customs, and for a time she stood between two worlds. She spoke the tongue of her people and the policies of the Dutch. She wore linen and leather. She made peace and paid the price. But no bridge built on pain can hold forever. Her people saw her as a traitor. The colonists saw her as a tool. When she broke, they discarded her, sent her to Robben Island, buried her in a white church grave, and wrote in their records, she returned to her vomit, for her nature could not be changed. But heaven did not write that line. And then there was Satki, a woman taken from the land, paraded through Europe like a thing. Not as a daughter, not as a soul. They called her the Hottentot Venus, measured her body, laughed at her curves. She became an exhibit, a spectacle of science, sin and shame. She died alone, her body dissected, displayed, but even death could not silence her name. Put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? Psalm 56:8. Khoi, Satki, countless others with no monument. Their lives were sown into the land like seed, forgotten by men, but remembered by the Most High. They were not accidents of history. They were not broken vessels. They were witnesses to the cruelty of men, to the patience of the earth, and to the faithfulness of the Father. For you were slain, and have redeemed us to the Heavenly Father by your blood, out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation. Revelation 5:9. When we speak of the Khoi in these scrolls, we speak of both the Khoi and San, the appointed ones of the land, divided by anthropologists but seen as one in the eyes of the Father. And they have waited in silence long enough. The scroll is being opened, and the land is beginning to speak. To the world they were Khoi, to the colonizer they were natives, to history they were forgotten, but to the Father they are witnesses, appointed, remembered, and now restored. Because you stood where no one stood, and spoke when no one asked, I will open scrolls no one has read. The first will no longer be last, and the guardians of the land will rise, not in revolt, but in remembrance. To the first witnesses, the scroll is yours again. Who are the Khoi to the Father is a 4-part series. Watch part 2 for more insight.